All right. Hey, everybody. RV Enthusiast here. Nice seeing you again. Hey, we're back on the channel. We are doing an unboxing of the AIPAS C2 Express. This is a commuter style bike with 2-inch tires, 1100 watts. That's right, 1100 watts of power in the motor, a 12.8 amp battery, 48 volt, of course. So that motor is going to run this very, very well. This bike, the one thing AIPAS got, they're showing up, guys. AIPAS is showing up big time. Go to apasbike.com and look at all the bikes they have. Dirt bikes as well. That is crazy. And all at reasonable prices. Now, someone will say, oh, you know, AIPAS makes a cheap bike. They make an inexpensive bike. Not necessarily always cheap. But let's open this up and see what we got. I don't even know the color. I didn't ask about color or anything. So let's just see what they sent us. You're seeing it at the same time as me, guys. Now, if you remember the last time I said to AIPAS on the A4, which, yes, I do still have, I did say, hey, try to reduce your straps like this. Use the tape. It's cheaper, and it would be a heck of a lot easier to undo. Doesn't look like they quite did that. All right, let's see if we can lift it out, and we'll get started. I can lift it. Stuck pretty well on this side. I also like the way they put on the box. It's a TV. Be careful with it. Doesn't always work. I just got a LED mirror put in my house, and the box came just horribly damaged. And that's a mirror. They didn't watch it at all. Okay, it's not going to come out for me that way. Try to get it out that way for you. Looks black to me. Okay, hold on, guys. All right. There are other ways of doing this. One is you can cut open the edge and drag it out, cut off the front, pop that down and pull it out. What was causing me issues was this right here. As you can see, these little things here holding me up a little bit, but we're out of the box. This bike, guys, right now is $699. Packaged very well, and we got it unboxed. Now we'll assemble it. All right, guys, this is what came in the box. So we've got our seat here. We've got our rack. On the back of the rack, I think this is just protection of the back of the rack here from the scraping in the box. We will open this. First off, we have the toolkit. Then we have the front axle. This is quick release axle, very nice. These are screws, I think, for the rack. This is a adjustable, this is very nice, an adjustable stem, which is definitely an upgrade. We have pedals. A right and a left. Then we have our charger. This should be a 2-amp charger. Looks good. We have a sticker. We do have the manual. And we have a few tie straps, I think, not necessarily to tie this up, but maybe for some extra stuff. But that's all that came in the accessory box. All right, now what we have to do, we need to put the stem on the bike. So what we need to do is take this piece off, because this is just a spacer for shipping. Take the spacer off. We also have a small spacer to go on the bottom. And now this will go here. And that's the way we're going to have it. I've got my fork facing properly. And now I have the stem facing properly. With this one, we don't need this. I'll just put this in spare parts for maybe another bike or something. And what they do, they give us a longer screw for this down here. So this goes in here. It is in the little box, so be careful not to throw it out of the box. Then just kind of get it snug for now. I don't believe this one comes with a little cap for here because it's recessed enough. It may, I haven't seen it. I haven't really paid enough attention to say, ooh, there's a cap. And I don't think it does come with one. That's better, but it's still not as tight as I want to get it. But there's a start. Handlebar holder right here. And we're going to take this off. All 4 screws. Careful not to lose the washers that are on the end of them. Now swing your handlebars up and over. Doesn't take a whole lot. So make sure you got your handlebars where your brakes are on the outside. And now we will take and put this right back here. Screw it in a little bit. And screw the 4th one in. I'll just move the handlebars out of the way until I can get these screwed in and snugged up a little bit for us. And I'm going to pretty much put it where I think I want it. This is very adjustable after the fact, after I get them tight, or at least snugged into position. Now, I don't want to tighten the bottoms all the way tight and leave the gap on top. I kind of want to make sure I have a little bit of gap on both sides. I just want to make sure that the gaps are even all the way around. I got a little fingernail I can get in both sides, or both sides, the top and the bottom. Seat install, very simple. Just pull this out. Make sure you got it loose enough here. Put the seat post in, slide it down. I don't know where it's going to go for me. I'm not real tall. I got short legs. So I'm just going to put it there. And then you can try to tighten this. This is pretty loose. So I turn this quite a bit and I get this to where it's pretty tight. That's pretty good for a start. Now, if I figure with my weight or your weight, whatever you do, if you need it a little tighter because it slips down on you, just undo it, tighten this a little more, maybe quarter turn or a third of a turn at a time, and then try to pull it tight. Now that's really good, actually. All right, here's the front fender. So I'll just strip that off. Take that off. Now there's the front fender again. Nice. It's at first I thought it was metal because it's pretty cold, but it's a heavy plastic, not a thin, cheap plastic. Pretty nice. So this is the left pedal. So this one has an R on it. This one has an L on it right here. So I'm going to take the left pedal and I'm going to get it started. It goes counterclockwise. A little bit of pressure, and that's on. Now, at some point, if you want to go back and check it after a few mile ride, you should do that. Not a bad idea. All right, now we're going to put the right one on. Right one goes clockwise. All right, guys, when I'm done, I'm going to go over all the parts, but really a nice thing on this bike, chain guard on both sides. That's really nice because it keeps your pant leg out of it if you're wearing pants or slacks or something. All right, it's looking good. I think what we're going to do now is I'm going to put the front tire on. At this price point, don't get your hopes on getting hydraulic brakes. They're not going to be hydraulic brakes. I don't know. I have several bikes that are not hydraulic brakes that I like just as well as some of my bikes with hydraulic brakes. That's off. This is just a spacer for shipping. There's a little cap on this side. Just got to peel it off. It's garbage, but it's sitting on this side. Now I'm going to set that on there and just let it set for a second. And I'm going to go with the axle. The axle looks like this. So we got these cone-shaped springs. We're going to leave one on one side, one on the other. Very simple. And now we're also going to put this side on the brake side. So we're going to unscrew this. We're going to take the cone off. We're going to take this and shove it through the axle. Open it up. Once the axle's in, I'm going to push this. Now remember, the cone goes big side out. Then I'm going to screw this on. And then I'm going to set the bike up as straight as I can. And mostly line the wheel up. Now, let me give you a pro tip here. Once you get this lined up, put this on this side. So if it tries to, on this side, so if something happens and this just tries to spin out and come undone, it's going to be blocked by this side of the fork. It'll never happen, but I just do it that way if I can. All right, we're going to put the fender on. So just going to take it, slide it up through here. I'm going to move this out of the way. This is going to come down. Now I'm just going to take this off. Now I'll do the other side. All right, now we're going to take this off. Okay, it's got a 10 millimeter, I think, behind it. For this one on the back, it is definitely easier to use a socket than the wrench. It's just my opinion. But I honestly think that the headlight on almost all these bikes that are this style is a pain in the butt to put on. Probably the hardest thing on the bike, in my opinion, to put on. Everything else, I just, I feel like I breeze through, like it's very comfortable. But these headlights always give me a fit. And I think it's because I have bigger hands. And so getting in these smaller spaces, tighter spaces, just harder. After nearly 50 bikes, 40 something, in my 40s for sure, I always find it a pain. I'm gonna lock this handlebars into each other. The handlebars in the wheel. Take the warranty card off. And the periodic battery maintenance. Read this for sure. All right, guys, now we're gonna assemble the display onto the handlebars. And I just like my wires to go a certain way. So I'm going to move this around here, bring this here, and now I'm going to put this here because I want this to be on the inside, not wrapped around the outside. So this should be pretty simple. These are small little Allens. So we need to take these out. All right, so once I get this tight, I'm going to tell you something here, what I would do, at least until you got everything set up. Because if you're like me, you just don't know yet. But I would leave space like these to be retightened. So I would leave this kind of at that angle instead of maybe moving it up here and then you're going to have to deal with other problems. So I just leave it like that so you can get things adjusted. You'll be able to see it from your seat anyway. So we'll just tighten it here. All right, that's done. Now, being that we're up here, there should be, we'll check if there's anything that's disconnected. And I don't see anything at this point that has been disconnected up here. No, all this is connected. So now we're going to move back to the back fender and rack. Okay, we're going to take this screw out. There's a washer on it. And we're going to take the screw on the other side out. And we're going to take this one out. And for the rack, being that we're doing this all, we're going to take the top one out for the rack as well. All right, now we'll take this and we will screw this back on. Now we'll do the same to this side. All right, so for the back fender, it's just these two. And then I just tighten this bolt up here, right in the middle. That's all there is to it. Fender's on. Now I'm going to get the rack and we're going to put the rack on. All right, now we'll just guide this, put it through the hole. Same to the other side. All right, before we go to the other side, we're going to hook up these Joliet plugs. Joliet plug is going to come up through this zip tie. This Joliet plug is going to come through that zip tie. If you look, they're both green. One has a notch, male and female. Just align those up. And push it together. And there we have it. Now your back light will be lit. Pull that tight. Pull that one tight. Take your nippers, nip that off, nip that off. Now we'll go to the other side and get this one last bolt on. All right, the rack is nicely secured. So we only have one other item to do, guys, and that's the front brake. All right, guys, now we're going to put the brake on. So this brake, try not to touch this and get your fingerprints on it. It'll make it squeak and worse. So what you want to do is take this, work it on. Now it's on. Okay, the first one's in the brake right here, and the brake goes behind it. And this one will go here. Just a little bit of wiggle until you find the hole. And we'll screw this on. I'm not going to get it tight yet for one reason, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. All right. So now what I'm going to do, before I tighten it, I'm going to squeeze the brake. And what that's going to do, that's going to parallel the brake pad up to the rotor. And as you can see, I'm squeezing it, and now I'm going to tighten this up. If I weren't squeezing it, it's possible I wouldn't get this squared up. All right. Feels good. I'm going to charge the battery, fill the tires full of air, and we'll be done. I'm not going to show you how to do that. I might take the battery off. You can charge the battery either on the bike or off the bike. So that's not a big deal. It's already undone, so I'm going to take it off the bike and charge it for the first time. The tires are 26 by 1.95, which is 2-inch tires. And they are Chow Yang. I love Chow Yang tires. I'm very happy with that. And they take between 40 and 65 pounds. For me, I like riding on the full side, so I'm going to ride these with about 62 pounds of pressure on them. So I'll do that and we'll come right back. All right, now that we've got the battery all charged up, we can put it in its place. So the top of the battery is where you charge it and where it releases. Bottom of the battery looks like that. So all we do is take it, put it in place, snap it in, it's together. Now, here's the key that were up on the handlebars when I undid it. To take it off, you just go like that, take it out. Then plug it back in, and there you go. Now, you can always charge it on the bike just like so. Also, this is your on and off for the battery. So if you got nothing going on up here, just hit this on off, and it will bring power up to the top. Okay, so now that I've got everything in place, there's one other thing I did tell you about. So this goes right here, and set it in like so. Now that's in, everything's done. Let's power it up and see what happens. Power it up, we just push this button here, and it comes on. Comes on, a beautiful color display. Then we can, right now we're at PAS 0, hit the plus, PAS 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's set for 5 right now. I don't know if that's adjustable and if speeds are adjustable on this quite yet. Now we can bring this down to PAS 0. Now with PAS 0 on some bikes, 0 will work at a slow pace. On many bikes, it doesn't work at all. Let's just tip it off the back wheel, and I give it some throttle, and we got nothing. So that's a good thing. So I'm going to move it to PAS 1, give it throttle, and there we go. So it does work on PAS 1 with throttle. Let's check out a few things. One, we have a horn. It's a loud horn, very good for trails and stuff like that. We have the front headlight. If you ride at night a lot, make sure you adjust that headlight down and in front of you a little bit. I already adjusted mine some when I put it on. About right there. Turn the light off. Then this does have cruise control. Cruise control is to hit the minus button while you got a throttle set at a certain pace. That's great. And it also has walk mode, which is hit the minus button and hold it, and it'll allow you to walk beside the bike. I don't know at what speed this bike happens to walk at, but be careful, it could be faster than you're used to walking. The other thing that this bike has that I didn't notice is look back here. Brakes, very nice. Here's the hidden gem. Check that out. Blinkers. And if I turn the lights on, a running light. Running light and blinker, running light and blinker, brake light. Those are some features that don't come on very expensive bikes. Very expensive bikes, you know, up to $2,000. This bike is very inexpensive. A great commuter bike. I've kept the A4, the AIPAS A4. I like that bike. It's a folding little bike. It's a beautiful little bike. Very inexpensive as well. But AIPAS is showing up with these bikes, guys. AIPAS is showing up with these bikes at reasonable prices that people can afford. If you're a person that doesn't want to put $2,000 into a bike, this is a very reputable brand that makes a really good bike at a very good price. That is the unboxing and assembly of this bike. I will do a ride on this bike and show you some more at a future date, but right now we're middle of winter in Oregon. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you on the next episode.